Hey guys, BeauHD here, and I got my hands on Google's latest and greatest Nexus smartphone, the Nexus 5. Now I am so excited to get my hands on this guy, so let's just go ahead and get started with this video by first taking a look at what's included in the box. So if we get started with this unboxing by sliding off the outside cover, we'll be greeted with the white box that houses the Nexus 5, where as you'll see I got in black. A lot of people on Google Plus have noted how nice the white version looks, but I decided to play it safe and go with the standard black version that gives off a subtle but premium appearance. But if we just continue with the unboxing and put the Nexus 5 off to the side for a second, we'll take a look at what lies underneath, where we'll find the Sprint Get Started and Setup packet, along with some recycling flyer Sprint threw in there just because. Underneath all that, you'll find the standard micro USB cable and the wall adapter used for charging, and that's just about it. But if we take a look back at the Nexus 5 itself and take off all that plastic, the first thing I notice is just how great this phone feels in the hands. It seems like it has the same soft touch back cover that the Nexus 7 has, but with the Nexus 5 it actually wraps around the sides of the device, which overall give it a much better feel in the hands and it gives a lot more grip. And since the Nexus 5 has a really squarish design with flat sides, this phone just feels really nice in the hands. But if we take a closer look at the Nexus 5 by looking closely at the hardware, we'll find the ceramic volume controls on the left hand side, the power on and off sleep button on the right hand side, the 3.5mm headphone jack on the top, and then of course the micro USB port and speakers on the bottom. Taking a look at the front of the Nexus 5, you'll see all the camera sensors along with the front-facing 1.3 megapixel camera itself, and then you'll find the notification LED light that is actually located on the bottom of the Nexus 5, which is also similar to the Nexus 7. The last area to check out is the back of the Nexus 5, where you'll find the protruding 8 megapixel camera with image stabilization and flash, and then the Nexus and LG logos. Now, much of the outside of the Nexus 5 is pretty boring just because it's so similar to just about every smartphone on the market. I will note that the buttons on the sides are very clicky and are much more satisfying to push, which was never really an issue of concern with previous devices, but I definitely have noticed the ceramic buttons to be a big improvement over the previous generation. But a lot of the really exciting stuff takes place with the software, since the Nexus 5 is running pure stock Android 4.4 KitKat, which is really the main reason why you want to buy a Nexus product. And for good reason though, because the Nexus 5 is so fast and so buttery smooth. I mean, every application, whether it be Google Plus or Chrome or Twitter, everything just opens so quickly, and no other device is better at switching between apps than a Nexus device running stock Android. It's super snappy and responsive, and it always impresses me how stutter-free Nexus devices are when it comes to opening or switching between apps. It just truly is a buttery smooth experience. So of course you can thank the KitKat OS to this smooth experience, but you can't forget about the Snapdragon 800 processor paired with 2GB of RAM that are really the masterminds behind this speed. And since this device only costs $349, it's really nice to see the Nexus 5 equipped with one of the fastest processors on the market. So just by first impressions, the Nexus 5 seems like a great phone, and an exceptionally great budget phone since the Nexus 5 costs just $349. Now I'm going to be sure to test the Nexus 5 for my full review and see if it's worth your money, but I want to ask you guys, what do you like about the Nexus 5? Is it the stock Android experience or the cheap price tag? I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say, which will overall help me out in my review. So I'm curious to see what your thoughts and opinions are, so let me know down below in a comment, and you could be featured in my next video. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more videos of. But with that said, that's going to about do it for this first impressions and unboxing video. If you want to check out my review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, you can do so right down below, or you can take a look at my review of the RAV Power external battery pack, which is really a great accessory if you have a device with a bad battery life. But as always guys, I'm BeauHD from How To and More. Thanks for watching.